Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ajwa and I hope this video finds you well. If you are new to this place, please consider subscribing. And to all my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your support and welcome back. If there is one thing I know for sure is the fact that a lot of us enjoy top 10 lists. It could be top 10 designers, top 10 niche, top 10 for men, top 10 sexiest, anything at all that has to do with top 10s, top 5s, top 50, whatever, we all thoroughly enjoy. In the course of the year, I enjoyed so many of them, but I found some common theme in a lot of them. So in this video, I'm giving you a summary, a sort of summary of the most frequently featured fragrances in the top 10 or top 20 list that I have come across. This video is also based on videos I watched from women. I didn't want to add that of the men's to it because I found that their lists are quite different. So I'll bring you a separate list for the most frequently featured fragrances in the men's top 10, or best fragrances. In this video, my sample size was 24 videos. I used 24 videos, but I used 21 women. Some of them I had to feature 2 of their videos because they basically spoke about top 10 videos, which I found needed to be added. These are channels that I watch, and the videos I watched includes that for Winged Lady, Cherish TV, Boohoo Guru, Amanda of Top Notes by A, Amanda Marie, Oma Oji, C Chronicles, Vivian A, there's Maria Collet, Adriana DC, Kiki of My Fragrance Trail, Ade Beauty Box, Amanda of Top Notes, I think I've mentioned her, Zani Antoinette, Spicy Looks Nisha, Helen H Natural Beauty, Paulina Shah, who else? Joanna Mikado, It's Your Girl Timu, Georgette's Fragrance World. I think that is the list that I have. 21 women, that I compiled their videos to come up with the most frequently featured fragrances in their top 10. And it's quite interesting. This video was also inspired by Dr. Claire Smith. She is the doctor here on YouTube who normally does do a lot of analysis, data, giving us information, research, and I love her videos. So I sort of, took inspiration from her because I think she's done similar, videos, but I wanted to put a little twist on something else, and present to my audience. So it is inspired by her. I'm doing this for the Middle Eastern. Hopefully, this is not a tag video, but hopefully, Dr. Claire Smith, if you are watching, hopefully you can do this for the designer in the niche, genre or category, if you are interested. But I would love to see something like this from you. The fragrances featured in this video were over 80 fragrances in general, different types of fragrances from each person. Not any list was the same. A lot of, us enjoy different fragrances, so the list of the list that I found from these women were so different from each other, but definitely there were so many fragrances which were common amongst them, so when I put them together, I was able to come up with a top 9. I couldn't quite make a top 10 because when it comes to the 10th fragrances, it was predominantly like some fragrances which had like one mention from one person or the other. Some of the fragrances which didn't make it to the list here because they had only one vote or it was mentioned by just one person includes Maya by Latafa, Maher Legacy, Roses 01, Kaltat 9th, Leila Rouge, Anna Abiad Poudre, Zaina, Jasmine Whips, Royal Musk, Baccarat Eve, Baccarat Satin, Baccarat Barakat, all of these are Barakat. Barakat Eve, Barakat, Satin Oud, Nasheti, Sondos, Haya, Adip, Mora, amongst so many others. All these ones had just one, mention, so they didn't make the cut. At the bottom of this list are fragrances which had only 2 mentions, and I'll just go through them. But when I get to the top 3, I'll mention the ladies or the reviewers who actually listed them in their top 10 fragrances. The one keyword I used for this search was top 10 Middle Eastern fragrances, top Arabic perfumes, top 10 Latafes, and I used Latafes because that is what a lot of Middle Eastern fragrance channels talk about, and also best Middle Eastern fragrances. So those were the search terms I used: top 10 Latafes, top 10 Middle Eastern, top 10 Arabic perfumes, and then best Arabic perfumes. Those are the 4 key sentences that I used for this search. So there are so many other videos that couldn't make it because they were not top 10 lists, you know, if you sort of get what I mean. The fragrances which had only 2 mentions in people's top 10 include the following: Ragba Wood Intense, Ish I'll Show You Gold. I'll put everything up here, you know, so I'll just slow down a bit so that you can know the fragrances. So they are Ragba Wood Intense by Latafa. There is Ish I'll Show You Gold by Latafa, also 2 mentions. Sublime by Latafa, 2 mentions. Confidential Gold by Latafa, 2 mentions. Kismet Angel by Latafa, 2 mentions. Bright Peach by Alhambra, 2 mentions. Oud Mood by Latafa, 2 mentions. It's quite surprising because that one is quite a popular one, so I thought it was going to be featured in a lot of top 10s, but it had only 2 mentions. Then we have Red Tiffany by Afnan. Then the list continues here. There is French Coffee. French Coffee really surprised me considering how hyped it's been lately, you know, but this list, you know, covers from, or the videos I watched covers January to December. So I don't know, but French Coffee didn't make it to a lot of people's top 10, although it's been featured in so many, you know, videos. So it had 2 mentions. Yara Moi had 2 mentions. Kaid Al Fassan had 2 mentions. And then Club de Nuit Intense Woman by Amaf also had 2 mentions. Then we move on to the ones that had 3 mentions. When it comes to that, I have here Kaltat Royal Blends by Latafa, it had 3 mentions. La Venture Femme by Haramain had 3 mentions. Ajwad by Latafa had 3 mentions. Kaid Al Fassan Unlimited, which is surprising to me because I thought a lot of people prefer the Kaid Al Fassan, the pineapple one, to this one, but that had 2 mentions, which whereas this one had 3. So Yara Tooth also had 3 mentions, which is also surprising to me. Shake I'll Show You Gold Deluxe Edition, you know, the one that smells like Oud Bouquet, also had 3 mentions. Haramain Amber Rouge also had 3 mentions as part of people's top 10. So these are the fragrances that, you know, had 3 mentions in people's list. Then we move on to the fragrances which had 4 mentions, and these ones include Oud for Glory by Latafa, Junun Noir, Haramain, La Venture Rose. You know, La Venture Rose had more mentions, or, you know, people prefer that over La Venture Femme. You know, La Venture Femme had 3 mentions, whilst La Venture Rose had 4 mentions, or appeared 4 times in people's list. And then there is Ansam Gold by Latafa. Then Ragba also had 4. Yara, the OG, also had 4. Amethyst by Latafa also had 4 mentions. Amir Al Oud Intense by Latafa also had 4 mentions. You know, most of these are quite very popular, so I expected them to be, you know, top of people's top 10 Middle Eastern list, but I mean, I was wrong. They had only 4 mentions, so it's sort of in the middle, you know, somehow. Then I move on to the next one, which had 5 mentions, and that is Choco Max. Not surprising, you know, it's a very affordable, gourmand, sweet, feminine scent, you know. So Choco Max had 5 mentions. Five people, you know, voted for or mentioned Choco Max as part of their top 10 Latafes, or top 10 no, not Latafes, top 10 Middle Eastern or Arabic or Arabian, you know, Middle Eastern in general. So Choco Max had 5, and it's tied with Kaid by Latafa. Kaid also had 5 mentions, you know, so Kaid and Choco Max, they were a tie. The next one I have here is Shagaf Oud by Swiss Arabian. That had 7 mentions. I sort of felt Shagaf Oud was going to be a little higher, you know, considering that it's very hyped, you know, and people absolutely love the fragrance, but it had 7, you know. The others, the top 3 mentions are not that many, but at least I expected Shagaf Oud to be a little up there, but it had 7 mentions as part of people's top 10, or out of 24 videos, it was featured 7 times. So I'm left with the top 3 here, which are the most features, or the most features in people's top 10 or top 20, or the best Middle Eastern fragrance list, and in this one I'm going to mention the reviewers, you know, who actually mentioned them. So at the third position is Casablanca by Swiss Arabian, and for Casablanca, the people who listed them as part of their top 10 or top 20 list are Joanna Mikado, Cherry's TV, Adriana DC, the Perfume Nest, Chris of the Perfume Nest. She had it as part of her top 10 Middle Eastern. I have here Ade by Ade Beauty Box. I have Amanda of Top Notes by A, and then Zani Antoinette. She also voted that. And the last person here is Helen H Natural Beauty. She had Casablanca as part of her top Middle Eastern fragrances for 2023, you know. So Casablanca had 8 votes or 8 mentions in people's videos. Then I move on to the next, the second highest, which is Nebras, you know, and it's not surprising to me at all. So Nebras had 12 mentions, or it was mentioned 12 times as part of people's top 10. And the people who voted or mentioned Nebras are Winged Lady, Joanna Mikado, Cherry's TV, Amanda Marie, Paulina Shah, C Chronicles, Kiki of My Fragrance Trail, It's Your Girl Tinu, Ade Beauty Box, Georgette Fragrance World, Helena H Natural Beauty, and then Vivian A. Those are the 12 ladies who featured Nebras as part of their top 10 Middle Eastern fragrances. And I mean, at this point, maybe you can guess which one is number one. This fragrance had 15 mentions across board, and this fragrance is, of course, Camera by Lattafa. It had 15 mentions. The ladies who mentioned Camera as, you know, part of their top 10, you know, list include My Winged Lady, Cherry's TV, Boohoo Guru, Amanda Marie, Oma Oji, C Chronicles, Vivian A, Maria Collet, Adriana DC, Kiki My Fragrance Trail, Ade Beauty Box, Amanda of Top Notes by A, Zani Antoinette, Spicy Looks or Nisha, and then Helen H Natural Beauty. Those are the 15 ladies who mentioned Camera as one of their top, you know, 10 Middle Eastern fragrances. So it's quite interesting with this list, you know. I knew of the usual suspects. I was suspecting a lot of them, you know, a lot of us, you know, they are the usual suspects, and a few, you know, a few that were quite surprising. But to me, my biggest surprise was French Coffee having only 2 mentions, you know, because I know it was a bit scarce to get, but in the course of the year it was re-released, you know, and so many other people got it. So from how it was hyped and how people have expressed their love for French Coffee, I've expected it to be in a lot of, you know, top 10 lists, but apparently only 2 people featured it on their top 10 list. So French Coffee was quite a surprise for me. Some other fragrances like Oud for Glory too, I thought it was going to be a lot more, but I think I'm going to get a lot of Oud for Glory when it comes to the men's category, you know. So I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. I'm now doing the compilation. I'm not done yet. So this is not any exclusive detailed research. I just put this together. It was quite tedious to do, you know, by the way, but I guess felt like I wanted to, you know, probably I'll make it a yearly sort of thing that at the end of the year I bring together the most featured videos in people's top 10 and all those, you know. So this is the one for the women's category, and I hope to bring you the one for the men's category. Let me know in the comment section which ones didn't surprise you and which one you expected to see more but didn't, you know. And these videos are just 24, and as I said, it's just 24 because the search terms that I used were, or I guess I wanted to include videos which specifically mentioned top 10 Middle Eastern fragrances, top Arabic fragrances, top 10 Lattafas, best Arabic fragrances. Those are the sentences I used, you know, in my search, and those were the videos that it gave me. So that is all I have for you today, and I hope this video found you well. please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. I would truly appreciate that. And I will list all the ladies that I featured or spoke about. I'll list them in the description. Just go check their channels out. They have amazing videos that you subscribe to if you are not. I know they are very popular and a lot of us know them, so I'll list all of them in the description box for you to check them out. So thank you so much for your time here, and I hope to see you in my next one. Take care. Bye bye.